Sucker Punch. You probably remember it as that movie where girls in corsets fight samurai robots and a dragon. But underneath the video game visuals is actually a really dark story about trauma, abuse, and escapism, which is a lot to process when there's also zombie steampunk soldiers running around. Let's break it down. Our story starts with Babydoll. Her mom dies and her creepy stepdad immediately tries to steal the inheritance. When Babydoll fights back, he frames her for her sister's death and ships her off to a mental asylum. He even bribes an orderly so she'll get lobotomized in 5 days. 5 days. So yeah, things are already messed up. But then, Babydoll slips into a fantasy version of the asylum. This one looks more like a nightclub/brothel where the girls are forced to dance for clients. It's bleak, but with sequins. Here she meets the squad. Sweet Pea, the protective big sister who thinks escape is impossible. Rocket, her younger, more reckless sister. Amber, the pilot and getaway driver of the crew. Blondie, who is sweet but a little too trusting. Together, they form a kind of Ocean's 11 girl gang, plotting an escape. But instead of robbing a casino, they need 5 key items. A map, fire, a knife, a key, and, mysteriously, one more thing. And that's when Babydoll realizes every time she dances, she can hypnotize everyone and transport herself and her friends into a deeper fantasy. And this is where Zack Snyder really goes full Zack Snyder. Each dance scene launches us into an over-the-top action sequence with Babydoll leading the charge. Mission 1. She fights 3 towering samurai warriors armed with rocket launchers. Before she goes in, she meets the Wise Man, an old dude who shows up at every mission to hand out cryptic advice and weapons like he's the world's most confusing tutorial NPC. Babydoll defeats the samurai and earns her first confidence boost. Mission 2. The girls are dropped into World War I, but with steam-powered mechs and zombie German soldiers. Amber pilots a mech suit, Rocket and Sweet Pea fight in the trenches, and Babydoll slices her way through gas mask zombies. The Wise Man reappears, dropping another vague line like,
"If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything."
"Thanks, Grandpa." Mission 3. A medieval castle with orcs and a fire-breathing dragon guarding a treasure. They sneak in, slay some guards, and Babydoll literally stabs a dragon in the brain to win the prize. Snyder really went, what if Dungeons & Dragons, but make it Victoria's Secret? Mission 4. A futuristic train carrying a bomb set to destroy a city. Amber pilots a jet, the team fights robot guards, and Babydoll and Rocket try to disarm the bomb. Spoiler, it doesn't go well. As the missions get harder, reality catches up. In the nightclub asylum world, the girls are trying to actually steal these items, like when Rocket distracts a cook so they can snag a knife. But every time, the stakes get higher. Eventually, Blondie breaks down and confesses their plan to Blue, the sleazy asylum orderly running the whole operation. This betrayal leads to deaths. Rocket sacrifices herself to save Sweet Pea. Amber is killed, Blondie too. It's brutal, both in the fantasy and the real world. Babydoll finally realizes the truth. She was never meant to escape. The entire plan was about buying time for Sweet Pea to get free. Babydoll accepts her fate, creates a distraction so Sweet Pea can slip away, and is left behind. Which leads us back to the asylum, where Babydoll finally gets lobotomized. Yup, the movie ends with a close-up of brain surgery. After dragons and mech suits, the final boss is a doctor with an ice pick. So what does it all mean? Some fans say Sucker Punch is secretly genius, a story about women using fantasy to cope with exploitation and trauma. Critics called it exploitative itself, arguing it undercuts its message with over-sexualized visuals. But no matter what you think, Sucker Punch is unforgettable. Because it's not just a movie, it's a 2-hour fever dream, where slow-motion sword fights sit right next to the bleakest ending imaginable. And when it's over, you're left sitting in silence wondering, wait, did I actually watch that? This was I Think I Watched That. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next movie.